Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here, and welcome back to another episode of Glory Hunter. In today's episode, we have a mammoth game in the league against OJ Nice, followed by the semi-final of the French Cup. Without further ado, do like the episode, do subscribe to the YouTube channel, and if you are enjoying the content, let me know down in the comment section down below what you are enjoying and how you're going in your Glory Hunter saves. With that being said, we're going to start here with the league, and as it stands at the moment, PSG are on top of us, but we do have a game in hand against OJ Nice to go back on top of the league. This means that, yes, we have dropped further points since losing to PSG, and yes, last episode, go witness us not win in a game, and that we did have a lot of chances. Immediately, a few days later, we drew to Marseille away from home in a game that was lacking quality. We did have a lot of the ball, but not really created too much, and a bit of a occurring theme. Creating chances, not enough on target, and not scoring goals, something that we hope doesn't happen. We did get through in the Conference League, as you can see, against Konzapur, 3-1 and 2-0, which is great, and against ACO finally shaking off that malice against a very poor side in scoring. But to be quite fair, 4-0 flatters us. We only had 5 shots on target, we scored 4 goals, it's clinical, yes, but against a team like ACO, I know it's 4-0, but this is a game that we have to really go out there, create, and have 20 to 30 shots in if we're playing at our best. So I think it's one of those games like PSG did to us, that the game just goes, oh, it's 2 teams of reputation, you should pump them. But realistically, it was a fairly even game, even though we had more of the ball, and we were a little bit lucky to probably score 4. So if you look at that, instead of in a vacuum of just, oh, that's one result, you look at that in the wider picture, we're not playing great at the minute, and PSG have started to come good, like they generally do. Yes, I've had worries about how strong they are in this 4-4-2. Yes, they just lost the first leg to Man United away from home at 1-0, so I expect them to come back. They have been winning games and started scoring goals. Their last loss was to Lille in January in a 3-4 thriller. So, with that all being said, we need to make sure that we are at our pomp and really going for it. Beautiful thing about being in the Conference League, we just fully rotated not too long ago. Also important to note that Pablo has been developing into quite the centre-back as well, that he's now going to be starting in the first team as well. Without further ado, let's introduce the squad here, and probably the same team that is going to play in the French Cup semi-final. Markovic, Vanderson, Pablo, Anel, and Pellegrini is the back 4. Stilia, Batunia, and Goretzka for now, but if his form continues to decline, Quinton Timber will come in. Galbert playing for the injured Jonathan David, who is nearly back, but not quite there yet. It's probably another 2 to 5 weeks away. We'll make the back end of the season. Pulisic on the right-hand side with Soler up top. Goals are starting to dry up for most of the team up there. We actually have Roman Galbert, and Ryan Soler, both on about Bayero 4. You know, a club that we could have gone to if we decided not to go to AS Monaco. Now, other thing I want to say is, when you have this opportunity with PSG not being its best, you have to take full grasp of it, because PSG don't give you many opportunities to really lead going into the back end of the season. In terms of the team there from OJ Nice, they are a very solid side in a 4-4-2 themselves. We saw much issues that caused us last episode. Chevalier is one of my backup keepers for France. I've capped him a couple of times. One Foyth probably still looks pretty good in the game. He's very well rounded at 32. Eagle's okay as well. Still quite a quick centre back at that as well. Lorenzo Pellegrini in the middle is a very technical footballer. Terry Moffey is usually very good, the Nigerian Englishman on loan there from Napoli, and Gabriel Martinelli has decided to make OJ Nice his home after leaving from Arsenal. You also got the likes of Ryan Sessegnon on the bench. Lloyd Kelly used to be very good on FM, still looks pretty decent. So a very interesting side there from OJ Nice, a bit of an English feel to it as well. But without further ado, let's get into this game. We're away from home, a point's not good enough, a loss definitely isn't good enough. We need a win to keep ourselves in the ascendancy in this title challenge, or else we're throwing it away. The big thing I could say about this episode, without putting the negative juju out there, is this could be the episode where it all falls apart for our season, and we could be out of both competitions in this episode. Poor ball forward, but Goretzka wins it back. But Trunda now, the whole team starting to slow down a little bit with that great form that they were having. But Pablo now finds Goretzka, who finds Batruna. Great ball there in the Roman Galbert. Finds Soler. Roman Galbert making another run. Gets to the byline. Cuts it. Pulisic heads over the bar. It was a chance that we had to score. Pulisic had to head that one down. Unfortunately, not the case. 15 minutes played. It's still 0-0. Had more of the ball, but nothing in the back of the net. And this kind of has been summing up the last month and a bit. Hopefully we can find a moment here as we are battering OJ Nice with possession. but not creating enough chances as well. It's really becoming a little bit stagnant out there, which is a very, very odd thing to say about this 4-3-3 that usually creates so much. I am going to get aggressive here and thrash the arms and tell them it has been unacceptable. Apart from the one chance, I haven't seen too much. Looks like OJ needs a little bit legless out there too, so maybe the longer this game goes on, the better it is for us. At some point, we do have to go at him. It just depends when that point is. At the moment, only though 1 shot on target, 2 shots on target now. It is not good. Highlight though, Pellegrini, Goretzka, Stilia, Goretzka. Can he find a moment of magic? Pulisic through the keeper and in. It's a little bit lucky. Goretzka's ball was deflected to Pulisic, and Lucas Chevalier maybe wants his World Cup spot coming up for the World Cup. He will get it. He's been pretty good usually this season. But maybe just gives his French boss, me, a little bit of a gift to make sure that he's a little bit of bribery, so to say, to make sure he's in the World Cup squad. Because it goes under him. It's not great keeping. We lead 1-0 in a game that's lacked attacking quality. But we do have the lead, and that's very, very, very important. Time is ticking away here. It's only 1-0. I am going to make some slight changes though. Pulisic out to the other side. Galbert's not the best. I am actually going to get in Serge Boyer. He's developing quite nicely at the minute. His mentals are getting up. He's also still got the physicals too, so I want to get him in. Secondly as well, Stilia for Warren. Very similar footballers now. Warren's actually developing into a player that could get into the national squad for the World Cup. I'm very tempted to call him up for our next international friendly. And Vanderson is out, and Pascal Lefebvre is probably going to miss the World Cup because he hasn't developed enough, but it's looking good. I am, however, going to get him as a wing-back on support, not a complete wing-back, and tell him to sit in a little bit here. At 68 minutes played, we lead 1-0. Hopefully, we can find another moment here on the break. But Trunya with a ball in, cleared away, Pulisic, has to go out wide to Ryan Soler, comes inside, loses out to Sessegnon. That is not good, and Sessegnon can go. Poor from Ryan Soler. Sheng Meng, great name. It's a ball into a channel, but Pablo should get on that, and does. And Pablo finds Markovic. He's had a pretty decent year. Warren, Emery, Pellegrini now picks it up as we go side to side, but Trunya, good drop in from Pulisic on his preferred side. Goretzka now. Pellegrini needs some help here, needs to turn around, not lose it. Does very well. Warren linking up play, Pulisic dropping in again. Finds an L. This is where we need to find a midfielder dropping into this space here to pick it up. Instead, it's a ball over the top, and Boy is quick. There he is. Cuts it in the box. Ryan Soler, what a save from Lucas Chevalier. He might be at fault for the goal, but he keeps his side in it with a world-class save inside the 6-yard box, and that could be the goal that could have decided this game. Instead, it stays up 1-0. But Tunya with another ball in, cleared away, and I think that is going to be all she wrote here, 75th minute. Maybe not, but Tunya picks it up. Pulisic with a chance. Blocked straight into Lucas's hands. Still 1-0. We are going to make a couple more changes here. We're going to move Goretzka into a box-to-box midfielder. I'm actually going to get off Petrunia off now for Quinton Timber as a Mazzala on support. 2 more aggressive roles. Boy's actually going to move up top with the pace, and I am going to give Scott Olsen a run, as Soler's not had his best game of late as well. Those are your changes. 80 minutes ticks away. Still 1-0. Look good. They look a little bit legless, the OJ Nice, but they have an opportunity with a long throw. But Pablo, that's a mistake. Pizzella back stick. If that goes in, that's livid. They've hit the bar. It was a throw-in straight to Pablo, and apparently football manager loved making sure that players have big touches in the box. And yeah, but we got away with it. Time ticks away. It wasn't pretty. It yet again wasn't clinical, but we won 1-0, and that's all that matters. We kept the clean sheet away from home. 18 shots, 6 on target, only 1 goal. The creativity came into it in the second half, but yet again, it's not good enough. If we're going to win the league, we need to find some goal-scoring form and fast. We've had 86% pass completion, which way outweighs OJ Nice, and 67% possession. The ball movement was good. The final pass maybe a little bit suspect, and the finishing deplorable. However, we win 1-0, and that's all that matters here. We now focus our attention to a few days later, as we will have Lille in the semi-final of the French Cup, and obviously the other side of that is Rennes and PSG. And we could be setting up a showdown with PSG, with both us winning 1 away from home, they're winning 1 away from home. So at a neutral ground, be interesting to see what happens. But we have to make that big dance first. We've got Lille coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, YouTube. Semi-final French Cup. For those that are unaware, in the French Cup, if you go to the rules, it's 1 leg. If it's all tied up, You go to penalty, you go to extra time, you go to penalties, you do the works. It's pretty simple. There it is, just there. But yeah, look, let's see what we can do. Penalty shootout, if the scores are level after 90, so no extra time, straight to penalties. I wasn't aware of that. I thought it was always extra time then pens. But that's what we double check. Anyhow, without further ado, I'm tempted to go full lineup. I think we will. I was almost tempted to make changes, but we haven't. Lefebvre will make the bench, Nelson will make the bench, Saar won't, Timber's fine, Touré's fine, Boyer's fine, Scott Olsen's fine, and I think the rest won't make the bench here. It is a full strength side, you're only allowed 7 on the bench with 3 subs. Let's go and have a look how Lille have got here, because they're not having the best of year, apologies for the hiccups. Always seems to happen, by the way, that we get hiccups whilst trying to film episodes. They've been a little bit hit and miss, but they were a team that did beat PSG, so can't knock them off. In terms of the competitions, we have a look at that, and we go French Cup. They got by Reims, which is a difficult draw. They then obviously got by Angers, FC, easy win, and then got by FC Nantes in a penalty shootout. So there you are. Should be a team that we are going to be beating. So let's go into it without further ado and see how we go. Very unchanged from the last game out. Feel like we played okay. It's only a few days ago, I get that, but, you know, we rested the boys in between, so they should be all right fitness-wise. No extra time makes it a bit easier to obviously go the same way. They're lining up in a 4-3-3. You'll know people like Galeno, who's pretty decent as a Brazilian. Hugo's not bad as well. Joe Paldina at 34, still very good, just lacking pace. Anu Tennyson net is a very good player as well. Teo Adiomi, who's at Northampton. At Nottingham Forest in real life, there we are as well. So yeah, and Kevin Kukui's here on loan from Newcastle. How have you gone, my boy? He scored 8 goals in 16. That's actually not too bad from him. There you are. But yeah, there's Kevin Kukui, who used to be with us at AC Milan and Newcastle. But there we go. So they're lining up in a 4-3-3, or actually they're lining up 5 at the back. 3-5-3. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how we go. Without further ado, let's get into it. A win's a win here. We don't care how we win by. Same as with the last game. We got a 1-0 win even though we played okay and should have won by more. And this is just one of those games that just win. That's all that matters. Just win, doesn't matter how. And it's not by giving the ball away there, Pellegrini, as he does. He gets in the box. What a save from Markovic. Missed his name, but he drove into the box very well, and that should have been a goal. It was a world-class save and a great right hand from Markovic, and he's been a very good keeper for us. Galeno with a ball, cleared away by Pablo, and that's the guy who had the shot, Hadji. Great play, hits another one, but that one's over the bar. And 20 minutes in, you have to say, Lille looked pretty good so far. Not like a team that's in 11th for sure. Pellegrini picks it up. We actually play them in the next league game, which I'll probably look to rotate in slightly. But Trunya, Roman Galbert, but Trunya gives it away as well. Not a great start from out here. It feels like almost a nervy start. Goretzka flies in, good challenge, falls to them. Into the box comes the fullback, cuts it. That should be 1-0 and is. We are 1-0 down in the semi-final of the Cup to Lille, and we have not played well for minute 1 out here, and we deserve to be 1-0 down. This has not been good at all. Good tackle. Falls straight back to him, which is not what you want. And yeah, straight to Hugo, who taps in. We've had 60% of the ball, but not creating chances. It's been kind of the go at the minute, is we just can't score regularly, and we can't seem to score often in games. Now we need a score. Pellegrini throws, Stilia, great ball to Soler, could have been maybe slightly offside. Flag stayed down there for long enough to that it should be alright. Effort was blocked, guy misses a header, panics and gives it to Pellegrini in the area. Steps on it. Roman Galbert. Shots blocked. That's going to be your highlight. Poor. But highlight still continues, actually. Vanderson, Stilia. Left short, but somehow won at Goretzka. But Truny hits from distance. That's well over the bar. 38 minutes played. Struggling to find anything clear-cut with the possession we have. Good tackle from Stilia in the middle of the park. Roman Galbert now. But Truny needs to find a pass here. Soler's onside. Makes a good run into the channel. In the area. Hits the post. Our first clear-cut chance doesn't go in. They scored theirs, we didn't score ours. And 45 minutes played, we are 1-0 down with 45 to go in the French Cup semi-final. We're going to leave it as it is for now, or else we are going to switch system here. And we're going to go for it. 50-odd minutes played. It is not happening out there at all at the moment. Highlight right now, Pellegrini goes with it. Back to an L. This is not what you expected. That's been left short. Pablo didn't even know what was happening. That's now been tackled into Hugo. This is game over. Need a save. In the end, we didn't get it. I'm going to make the change now. I almost want to go 2 up top. I want to go 2 up top. I want to go diamond nearly. Leave the boys as they are, but go diamond. Get rid of the width. Go diamond 2 up top here for until the 70th and see what happens if we create something. Want to create havoc in the middle of the park. It's not really happening, but a highlight here. Probably going to be a shot, which is too far out. But Trunya's good, but he's not this good. Hits it. Pretty good free kick. Hits the bar. Doesn't fall to us. Cleared away. Another highlight. Soler wins it back. Stilia. Vanderson. Steps on it. Stilia. Goretzka. Ball over the top. Galbert needs to score. Oh, what a save from Tennis. Full stretch the little keeper. That is, it's a great save. You can't really do much. It was a good finish. Ball in back stick. Cleared away only for another corner. Looks like this change into the diamond has started to produce some moments. Still 1-0 down though. Another ball in front stick. Cleared away. And in the end forced the clearance as they got 11 men behind the ball. Got to make some changes here. Pulisic is dead. Not the greatest penalty taker. Not a natural 10. Going to get Batunia in there. We're going to get Pablo Torre in. Quinton Timber's going to come in here for Goretzka, light for light. Goretzka probably can take a penalty though, can't he? 12 penalty taken compared to Quinton Timber's 8. What's Stilia's penalty taken before maybe we take him off? 9. I might actually get Goretzka in the base to run the show, even though he's tired. Pellegrini's pretty dead. Vanderson's pretty dead, but Vanderson can't take a penalty. Luca Pellegrini can't take a penalty either. I'm just going to get Pascal Lefebvre on as some more width with some speed. Time's ticking away here. It's a highlight now. Camper. Because if we get 1 goal, it doesn't really matter. It's going to go to a shootout. A 5th. Goretzka wins. Soler. Pablo. Batrunya. Soler hits the post and in. Was he onside? That's the question. I think he's just off. Be on, please. It's offside. 75th minute. How far? Oh, just half a yard, you know. It was that split second earlier that he was on. He was at full pelt with the sprint. We are all over it right now. 17 shots 6, plays 7 shots 2. It's got that feel of an FMing. Is there a moment, please, FM? We get absolutely FM'd out of the cup. Wow. It's Lille 1, Monaco 0. 8 shots 2, plays 17 shots 6. We have absolutely dominated in the French Cup semi-final, but we're not going to get a chance at PSG. It is all but over. We've dominated, and that ugly head of us not being able to score of late has come through and reared its head. It locks us into another season here in France to complete France, because we've got to need to win the French Cup at a minimum. And well, the title is not a foregone conclusion either. It could be that we're still needing to do the double. That is quite upsetting, and not at all happy with that. However, it is part of football, and that's that. I cannot believe we've lost that though. That is pretty gutting. FM'd out of the game and out of the cup. If you have a look at that, we've absolutely dominated, and apparently whilst we're fully on top and carving them to bits, they apparently dominated the last 10 and 12 minutes. Makes no sense. But there we are. It is what it is. The Diamonds seem to do a job, seem to put us on top. Look at the situations of the Diamond. Absolutely pummeled them. Disallowed goal for offside. 17 chances, no ability to finish. And well, that is that. We are out of the cup. Next time we see each other, it's going to be for Lyon and Rennes in the run home. I think it's going to be a double header with Lyon and Rennes. and that is going to be either side of a Conference League quarter-final. With that being said, those two episodes will set us up here for the title there, 5th and 6th. And then obviously we're going to have the run home to see if we win the league, which includes Montpellier, Nantes and Strasbourg. It's not the easiest run home. We are 1 point ahead of PSG. Our focus fully shifts now to trying to win the title because that's generally the harder out of the two competitions to win in France. And I would much rather prefer for us to be in a position where it's okay, win the cup next year and we're done, than us be in a position where we need to still win both, because PSG will definitely not be as poor this year, next year, as they have been this year so far in the league. We're only 1 point clear. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much for checking out the episode. See you guys, obviously, for the Lyon and Rennes doubleheader. Yes, the World Cup's at the end of the year. You will definitely see that as well. Links down below to come follow us all on Twitch as well. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, and goodbye.